Not sure what I did. I'd just say it's anyone but me, but thanks. So it's kind of great. You can see Christos Gage is very humble, and he kind of deserves to be made to look like the hero of this documentary, in which
Black Flag is going to have a live sale with Jason in April, December 14th.
Nice. I mean, I don't even know how else to describe them now.
It's fun for me
on
because
Twitter are
they're
going
nice.
nuts because, again, this is a job that everybody wants. There's so many people that want to be comic book writer. There are so many people. I see a lot of people on Twitter who are like, they're women.
What's up, Skylar?
They're aching for this job, and this meatball, this dinosaur, is sitting there where other people would
Why will
be
this
doing
not go
an
away?
amazing job.
Whatever.
Why is he there? Why did this guy? Why is this guy?
I have to look at pictures of the Grinch and Venom. I mean, I have them in my head, but let's just look at the Grinch here.
This is the part that infuriated
I want
people.
that nice little smile he got from old Susian.
Real reality.
See, it only shows me these movie ones when you look them up at first. Unbelievable.
The lowly letterer.
I grew up with the movie, really.
Being paid 25.
Christopher Strobel? What's up, buddy?
Put the word balloons in.
Oh yeah, I should tag it and publicize this.
When there's no
Public.
script. So he's sitting there looking at pages of artwork that are coming in that Dan Slott has not written. He has not written any word balloons.
I'm learning about how Dan Slott got railed on the last Disney 616 and how people don't like working with him apparently because he's a bit of a douchebag. Which is pretty amusing. Makes for good stuff.
Everyone else. So he's lettering for other writers, but he's held up by Dan Slott. He's held up by Dan Slott. Okay.
I got these sweet watercolors. You guys want to see my drawer of paints? I got all these tools you guys helped me purchase here. I got my acrylics and oils, and then my watercolors in there. Each one of these is a different watercolor thing. I'm gonna crack these open tomorrow and start fooling around with the watercolors there. And then I got my, my other pens in this drawer here. I got all my tools over there. It's fun stuff.
He had one night to get the entire book done because of the fact that Dan Slott had missed the first issue. This is just the first issue of 6. Blew all of his deadlines for issue 6. Had 5 more issues to go after this. They had to bring in another writer to finish the job in order to get it to this poor guy, the letterer. Now, what's absolutely infuriating, and this is how we know it's a hit piece, is after you see everybody suffering.
Just here's my colored pencils. These are nice colored pencils. I've had these since I was in high school, actually. But,
there is a sign.
Kind of do a little bit of practice sketching with these colored pencils. Thank you, Christopher. It's not done. Right now, I wish I could bring my camera down closer, but that would really mess up my setup. But you can kind of see Anti-Venom over there. I'm going to do it, over here this time. And I'm probably going to repaint the people who are now out of view, which is Venom and Anti-Venom. And just repaint them kind of, around where you can see them. Make it look cool.
And you'll also ask yourself a question: why is Disney releasing this documentary? Why would Disney do this? What exactly is Disney?
I think the cartoon Grinch is more popular to me. He has a better smile.
And
Jim Carrey's was good too.
Dan Slott and Tom Brevoort. Those two guys should be afraid for their jobs. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Absolutely.
Yeah, I know what you meant.
And at the same time, hilarious. Dan Slott, anti-comic skater, somebody who's been giving us trouble forever.
That's the smile right there.
The House of Mouse.
It's that smile where his hair is twisted and crazy. Yeah, right there.
Your own company does a takedown video on you. Very weird. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video. And, oh, could you like and subscribe, please? We're beating the algorithm big time. We've got a ton of new subs.
Who's gonna? Chris says was gonna carries. Let's see if I can decipher this. Was gonna carries was just like the cartoon. Was Jim Carrey's just like the cartoon? Yeah, Jim Carrey was Jim Carrey's, and then the cartoon was the best iteration I've seen. I saw the new one, and it was not good. It just wasn't. Oh, it's my video. I like my own video. It's got a delay behind it.
And we're here to do short commentaries. We actually got a lot of letters, people asking us to make our commentary a little bit short. We're starting to get bored. There's a lot of commentaries, but not too much. Yeah. So we understand that because we certainly get bored. The one big thing about this whole run in general, or at least the first one, is the development of Butters as a character. Because what had happened is the season before this, we sort of thought we were killing off Kenny for good. We had him die in an episode and said that's it. And then we ended the last season with Butters' very own episode where he kind of just so special with him. And then we decided, let's make Butters from now on the fourth kid. So now it's Stan, Cartman, and Butters. And so it lasted a season. It was actually really good because it developed Butters, who I still is one of my favorite characters on the show. No, it's funny. If you watch these episodes,
I'm thinking, what if I did an homage to Venom The End, the Clayton Crane with the American flag on his shoulders now. I was just gonna do a headshot. He only paid for a headshot. Evan, are you there? I want to do a bigger one now. Nah. Well, imagine Crane's Venom C2E2 with the flag, but he's got two bags of toys over his shoulders. Wouldn't that be funny? I'm looking at the cover. I would shift it down a little bit. I want this head to be bigger though. We're just gonna do what we agreed. Oh, come on, I'm always trying to complicate my own thing. Foolish. I'm a bit of a fool.
This was actually also the first. This was the first episode with the Shitty Walk guy. And the Shitty Walk guy, yeah, was the. It was actually when we were doing a sound mix, I think, for our gas. Yeah, it was in the valley. Up in the valley, and we called a City Walk. We wanted Chinese food delivered, and there was a City Walk, and a person did answer the phone and went, "Shitty Walk, take order," and it was like, and they had shitty chicken and city chicken and city beef, shitty shrimp, and it was just, and we were just laughing our asses off for about.
Can't see the thing I'm drawing on this black page with this. I'll try this pencil.
All the time to order food.
No, it's better.
Life was good back then. My favorite part of this show is when the whole town's going after Jared because he wants to give everyone AIDS. He's inexplicably beating a dead horse. And then Garrison comes over the hill like, there he is, he's beating that dead horse. Because that's what this episode is. It certainly were. The AIDS joke over and over and over. And I remember when this came out, there was I don't think we got a letter from Subway, but there was a press release from Subway. It's brilliant. Saying something to the effect of, we at Subway Sandwiches do not think AIDS is funny. But the greatest part about their letter is, you should find it on the website, it was, quote, unfortunately, Subway can't control the content on all TV shows, but we would like to say, basically they were saying we had nothing to do with it, but the way it worded was like, unfortunately, we don't control the world. Yeah, almost as if they were saying, yeah. Like, unfortunately, we can't control all television. It's like, no, that's pretty good that Subway doesn't control all television. See, we've done it again. We're really ramping now. We should get on to the next.
Yeah,
We're sorry about that.
Sorry. This is actually one of my favorite episodes. So definitely at this run, just because it's there were so many movies in the '80s when we were growing up. There was this kind of thing where a guy was doing something, and then the guy who's way better than this girl, and he's got to beat that guy or whatever the thing is. And so it was just a really easy episode to write. Basically, you just wrote that script. That movie you've seen a million, we've all seen a million times.
And then the other thread line in this is parents with their timeshare guys. So I remember that was a big thing going on in Colorado. People who couldn't afford, most people can't afford a second home or vacation home because they decided this is a timeshare here.
And it's become actually way where the whole timeshare scam.
It got worse.
And that's totally what it is. It's become way worse. It's like everywhere now, like Hawaii and I remember that actually the retreat for this whole run we did up in Whistler in Canada, and we were up there coming up with these shows, and we were being just harassed by timeshare people the whole time. And it basically is this thing where it's like a lot of people who want to. It's like you can own your own place, and that's of course appealing. Own your own place in Hawaii, own your own place in whatever. And it turns out that you own that place for like a week every year that you have to sort of predetermine.
Right.
And then all these other people own it all the rest of the time. So it's really absolutely no better than just going somewhere for a week and paying for a hotel. In fact, it's way worse than that.
My mom and dad have taken advantage of many times. With timeshare things where they give you a free weekend. My parents were always on one of those free weekends.
Yeah.
And then never buying it.
This is one of those times too where we, in the very last minute, cleared the song. We're always, since we do these episodes so fast, we, usually a show has like months to try to clear a song, and we wanted to get this song, and I think we got it like the day, the morning of that it aired. We had to have all. We were so.
There's a great version over the end credits too with John Hanson, one of our
post-production people,
and the voice of Mr. Slade. He does.
He sings it, if you can call it that. He kind of sings it.
There's a really good reference to that Schwarzenegger movie with the
Total Recall?
Total Recall, yeah.
Start the reactor. And that was one of the Thrill Foods, right?
That's just fucking great. Yeah, that's just silly. Let's move on. That's all that we can remember about this episode.
This we think was the second. We can't remember which was the second show of this run, but we think it was this. We could go look at this. But this was still Butters trying to work his way in as the fourth kid, and it was all based on the. We had been seeing some episodes of the Maury Povich show where they did bring in kind of people with norms, and there's kind of no face. Yeah, so that was the big thing we saw.
Scoopy face.
Yeah, there was some guy who had no face, and everyone came to work that day going, "You see, the guy's got no face." And we were watching it, and it was like Maury Povich did just bring all these people on.
Well, it's under the pretense of look how brave they are, and learning and human interest in these people who have these terrible afflictions or were born without arms and legs or something like that, and what their life is like. But really, it was just a freak show. It was just it was no different than charging people.
Exactly. Maury Povich was the guy with the top hat in front of the freak show.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly. And then at the end,
they give them a prize.
They give them we're giving you a $10,000 car or some groceries for a year, and it's like you just need to show $1 million. Yeah, we paid them about 0.6% of what they made off of that episode. It was all about them. So that was that.
And we put a guy in here that's got inspired by Scoopy Face.
Yeah.
And I think he called. We just called Scoopy Face. I think he called to
Scoopy Face guy.
Yeah, he tried to sue, saying for some reason that he had a right to anybody without a face.
He said, I am the Scoopy Face guy, and we just kept saying, "What? We can't understand you.
I don't think
we can't understand you. You don't have a face."
Yeah. So that was it. And then the other part that was cool, we did a parody of the old Union label commercial. That was showed in the 70s. And you remember, growing up, and the whole idea that the police start a union and try to get everyone to, don't go with authentic roots. Now, something like Butters.
And the thing is, I don't think any of us, we were actually too young to remember that whole look for the Union label commercial, except that it surfaced on the Star Wars Christmas special video, and
By the
Star
way,
Wars
if you
Christmas,
haven't seen, you must get it.
and it's really hard to find. You can only find like someone on eBay or something can have like a VHS copy with the commercials on it. But one of the commercials is the Look for the You label commercials, and it was kind of like one of those things that once we saw, we're like, yeah, I kind of remember that commercial.
The mesmerizing
But
commercial is great.
if
It's the
there's
best
any
part of the
chance
whole
that you can
thing.
find the Star Wars Christmas commercial, it is. Jefferson Starship is on it.
It's probably, yeah, Jefferson Starship's on it. And the whole thing is Christmas at Chewbacca's house.
Yeah.
And then all these little vignettes that circle around that. But they actually they do whole scenes with Chewbacca and his wife and his kid with no dialogue.
No.
But I guess that's preached, right?
Yeah.
And we'll move on.
So this episode was about the boys sort of go by Stan saving a bunch of little beetle cows. Where we grew up in Colorado, especially actually sort of near Boulder where we went to school, there was some beetle farms, and they're pretty damn depressing places. They do just have these little huts, and you do their little baby
Looking
cows.
grinchy.
Slowly.
Yeah.
The baby cows was episode are hilarious. Like they made it was cute.
Just kind of sketching out my shapes here. Nothing set in stone if you wanted to make a change.
It worked. The whole PETA thing was the only thing PETA thing that ever worked on me is veal. Because I like all kinds of meat. I'm a big carnivore. And the whole veal thing, I don't know what they did, but they did it right. It was on the outside.
I just have a rule that
I've tried veal and it was terrible.
I don't
It
eat
was
lamb,
disgusting.
I don't eat veal. I don't
I
even
disagree with the whole
It
idea.
says baby before it. It's kind of a good rule of thumb to stay, not eat something with the word baby.
Baby carrot is great. Or baby corn and baby carrots.
Veal, I'd have it before I stopped eating. Yeah, I know it's totally inconsistent philosophically with the rest of my eating, but I eat lamb. If it was called, they didn't get me as lamb.
Yeah, they're little babies though too. They're pretty darn cute. Pretty darn cute. But it's also, in this episode, we knew we were going in this direction that was kind of very anti, obviously, almost started to seem like anti-meat. We really wanted to get the other side of that where Stan takes it a bit too far. He almost gets like PETA-like with it and stops eating meat altogether and breaks out into giant disease. That is what happens. There is a disease called vaginitis that everyone has.
I have known a couple of healthy vegetarians in my life. People who are vegetarians who are healthy. I have known a couple, but I've known dozens and dozens other ones who are vegetarian and they eat this, and they go to Wild Oats and they don't eat that, and they don't eat that, and they don't eat meat, and they never have any meat, and they're sick all the time.
Every single vegetarian I know always has a cold all the time. And is always wearing a little scarf around their neck and is going, yeah, I don't. And then like sneezing. Every single one.
They're just not very vigorous people.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess our stance on that was basically like, you don't have to eat. You can eat meat, just you don't need to eat.
It's powerful. It's a powerful message.
Yeah.
Or you'll break out into giants. I don't think our vegetarian woman's gonna listen. Yes.
Never fails. Never fails.
But if anything about this episode, we had the kids get to work and drive them to the airport for no reason. For no reason. We just like running that voice.
Because it's another topic. But yeah, so that's it. That's the real show, and that's our stuff. On East Anything. The whole idea for this show is basically just a movie of Russell Crowe. It came from a very personal experience. Where about right around this time, I must have been a little before this when we weren't working on the show, but we got to know Russell Crowe from, I guess, right about the time that we were going around getting some awards for the music in the South Park movie. He was getting an award for Best Actor.
Insider.
You know, well before that.
They're making Insider LA.
But and so, we'd seen him some of these awards shows, we drink beer, and we're like, that guy's really cool. And, his buddies from Australia, we're just going over beer, drinking Aussies, it seemed cool. And then one day, sort of out of the blue, Russell called and said, hey, I'm finishing my album, and I want you guys to come listen to it. And
This notes on
yeah, we're doing the final mix. And, usually that means if you're like doing the final mix, it means you want people to come listen and sort of give feedback, right? And sort of say, oh, I would choose this or do that. So, we're like, oh, that's nice. We were flattered, So we down to the studio and quickly found out there's already like 8 other people there, whatever that he had called. And then he proceeds to put in sort of not the tape of the music, but a finished CD. He just sort of puts into the CD player and starts playing, sitting, kicking back.
I'm just testing this out on this book. Okay.
The next song, and the next song. And Matt and I kind of look at each other going, oh, I guess we're just here to sort of listen to
Since I have the
Russell's
chance.
album. Okay, well, okay.
They work okay.
And, you know,
They honestly thought they'd work a lot better on this. Like if I was to just do the whole thing in colored pencil, which I'm not, but I'm just curious what it would look like if I did some layers on this. It doesn't look that good, bro. I thought this would look really nice, because these are Prismacolors, dude. These are like the top of the line. These are like the top of the line books, man. Or top of the line colored pencils. And maybe it's just this paper, but they're not that impressive on here. Really, all I can use on this is acrylic paint. I'm just doing this for a sketch. So, got his neat little hat up there, you know. We're gonna have flames over his shoulders. That's basically what he's gonna look like. Jeez, the colored pencil looks so much better on the camera than it does by the eyeball. That is so weird how light works like that. Honestly, guys, it looks terrible by the human eye. And then I'm gonna do like some nice stars in the sky, right? Because that's the story of Christmas, is that there's like a magic star in the sky. So it'll be like kind of nice mixed with like horrible, because Venom is like a monster, right? So okay. So this is oil, the Sharpie oil, and it's not gonna work. But I can lay it down as a base coat.
Literally within a month or two's time, he had gotten in fights on free continents, just bar brawl kind of fights, and that's where this fight around the world came from. It really was, yeah. So, and there was that was a story mixed with
fighting around the world.
I mean, I kind of like this. I like the fact that this episode they basically are watching for the commercials, and the commercials hit. Right. When the commercial like stuff.
It's basically like an episode that takes place during the.
It's a real time
episode.
Right. It's a real time episode. I think it's our only real time episode.
Yeah.
Probably should be about that, right? But I think that's kind of actually clever. And I love when Tugger films stuff. Yeah. Because it's sort of and listen to it here, yeah. And yeah. Anything else from you? As of the part 2 trailer was really funny. Yeah, I should have made that. Butter's voice is so fucked up. Butter's voice is so funny. This has one of the best shots in all of South Park 2, which is where all the lights come rushing out of the door. Shelly's not a period.
First time you see her, period.
It's almost a fucked up shot.
And the door is really symbolic of her being. We better move on. I really like this show too. This was a very last minute idea. It was the last show of the run, and we had sort of talked about what had happened because we hadn't really thought it out before we did it. We just kind of did it. We realized we're like, so we killed off Kenny, and we kind of brought Butters in, and we were doing all this shows where Butters is trying to work his way into the group, and we're like, and he's great. We're really developing him as a character, but wouldn't it be funny if the boys basically didn't accept him? And he sort of got fired as their friend, and the boys were gonna find a new kid, because the idea was, let's just keep doing the show where we fill in Kenny's place with a new kid every run, basically, because this is the last show of the run. And so that sort of gave birth to this whole idea of what would Butters do if he was fired and brought out Butters first. Which is one of my favorite things, because it really defines Butters as a character, because it's just even his horrible dark side where he wants to destroy people is just so sweet.
He has no dark side.
He just really wants to have a dark side.
And this is where Butters' voice finally sounds like Butters. Finally. And this is also we did this episode when Matt showed The Bachelor The Bachelor? Yeah, Bachelor was really popular, and they did the Rose thing. The whole idea of, auditioning friends. Like, no more ridiculous basically than auditioning wives. Because that's wives, yeah. So Bachelor's wives, yeah. So, actually, that's more.
Yeah. I remember this was the first thing we did with the show.
Just realized he's almost gonna look like a Ninja Turtle. I'll have to be sure to make him look more Grinchy than Turtley. He'll look almost like a... If someone didn't know who the Grinch was, they'd be like, is that like a Ninja Turtle that is possessed by Venom that is also wearing a Christmas hat? So hard. Interesting. Sounds like an interesting condition that you're in. Might want to talk to a sort of doctor about that.
We debated doing that. We were gonna let's do a cliffhanger, let's do a cliffhanger. Like, yeah, let's just do that right and make it seem like it's being right. We talked a lot about Professor Chaos's suit too. I remember drawing a bunch of things, really trying to get it to look like he had made things out of aluminum foil, because that's exactly what a lot of kids do when they're gonna make a superhero costume. They cover things with aluminum foil.
And little can tops.
That's probably enough about that. Already did it, and it's basically honestly just frustration coming up with great ideas that get so annoying.
Oh God, this is like the writer's room in South Park is coming up with an idea, hitting your head against the wall for an hour, coming up with an idea, and having someone else in the room. Because that thing is, Trey and I, just because we work too much, I just have not seen that many Simpsons episodes. I like it, but I've probably seen 10 or 15 episodes maybe in their entirety in my entire life. And I remember the one time it happened is we were actually going to, on the episode where the kids, is that in this one where the kids use the molester word and they're like whole Mad Max? Right. We actually came up with this idea that Cartman would block out the sun and shine and Smiley face. And that was his way to get power on stand back. And we actually worked on it all weekend, and then somebody on Monday morning went something like, oh, that's sweet, you guys are going to do, because that was on The Simpsons. And we were just experimenting. We come up with it. It was our only way out of the episode. I've probably seen it as a subconsciously come up, or maybe I just came up with it. I can't remember which one it is.
We only had, 2 days for the episode aired.
It really happens all the time.
It was one of the captures. It really happened all the time. And so, and what had happened, I'm sure, is that in this run, because this was the second episode, I'm sure we obviously had a bunch of writers maybe trying to come up with episodes and just kept saying Simpsons.
Well, and the other thing is people would wait. They would wait and they'd be like, oh, I didn't want to bug you. See, we had so much fun with the idea. So they would wait a day before they told us. And we were like, tell us immediately.
And so, but the amazing thing that happened with this episode, this is a totally true story, is that we're like, fuck it, let's just do an episode called Simpsons Did. Just make fun of the fact that Simpsons has been on there for so long. They've already done everything. They've done every joke. And so that's where we came with the idea. We got Professor Chaos back we really liked, and have him try to do things that the Simpsons already done. So blocking the sun was obviously the first place we went. But what happened was we were then going through
Christmas trees.
we were like, okay, but meanwhile the other storyline.
We could do one Christmas tree. Well, we could do two. But we could do a Christmas tree that's on fire. What do you think about that?
And so we got to the point where
I like fire. But we don't have to. We can just do a Christmas tree. I did really nice Christmas lights, in my opinion, on a Stranger Things book pretty recently.
And it was like basically again we're just destroyed. We're like, you can't be serious. But it was also this. We were all laughing because like, oh my goodness, actually, Caleb bit us in the ass in this episode.
Like fire.
So after being devastated,
Fire.
that's pretty sweet.
I am Goyo, before my bunghole.
That's the whole point.
Fire.
This other storyline too, the Simpsons had already done, and really they hadn't done the storyline. They had just done the sort of ending where they were building a monument. They obviously weren't doing semen. They weren't doing sea people being confused with semen. But
funny, you know. And it just
It looks like he's doing a selfie because I raised his arms up a little bit, so it looks like he's taking a Grinch selfie. Venom Grinch selfie.
Will always be South Park's always like, well, The Simpsons did. It's like, well, a lot of other shows do a lot of things too. You know what I mean? But we never, we only get compared to The Simpsons, which is unfortunate that we have to be compared to like.
Jonathan, baby, aren't you supposed to be asleep? That's funny.
This is great. This is great.
This is a red hot cat of
We're gonna make sure that he looks
this
like
entire show was
Venom mixed with the Grinch, not like a Ninja Turtle.
wanted someone to craft it. That was really the centerpiece of the entire idea. And I think it was, in fact, we went through the whole retreat trying to block out the whole story of crafting Actor Mountain, and that was going to be the entire show. And we had done a lot of the beats of that, and you know, we knew in our hearts it wasn't enough for a show, but we just really wanted to see some animated characters crap out there.
Yeah, we were kind of in on the story, but luckily, about that time, Catholic priests all over the country started fucking little boys, or at least it came out in the press finally, that the Catholic Church was covering up some of their priests and little boys.
Thank God.
Thank God that happened. Hopefully breaking the story. And so I remember
Being the writers' meeting, being like all this stuff is broken about all these priests and molesting boys, and like, my God, just see this movies. We can finally do the show that we crap. But it was really sort of, this is like one of those shows that we did, you know, we do a lot of times where it's basically we did this episode right as the story was breaking, so we still didn't have a whole lot of information to go off of, except that priests were the fucking boys.
And unfortunately, the story that was breaking was that the church finally didn't fuck with boys. They've been fucking with boys for a long time.
And which is really fun for us because Andy Garofino, one of our producers, is deeply Catholic, as we were talking about many times.
Everything we talk about on every commentary mini.
And so we kept asking, you know, how do you feel, Ann? I mean, you're okay with this? This is all right? And yeah, Ann just told me that she actually, the message that we had at the end of this show.
Yeah, because there is, I mean, I think most people would consider like this is an anti-religious show, but it's not. And actually, on South Park, we do a lot of religious stuff because we tend to be interested in religion. And I don't know, like, I never really consider South Park anti-religious, but the Catholic Church really hit rock bottom when this thing was going out. They were not dealing with issues the right way. And then, so we had a whole scene actually when all the parents are sitting around and they've turned into atheists, which to me is the most annoying kind of, you know, when they start spouting their anti-religious stuff. And we actually did a scene where they're spouting their, yeah, I don't even need religion, you know, pooping out their mouth at the same time. That was really funny. So, and the other really good part about this show is the Gelgamites.
That's cool.
Yeah, the Gelgamites. They're the Gelgamites, the Gelgamites. That was funny, cool. And the stickball thing, and the pieces running through the body. Yeah. We did a little stickball thing, we did a little animation with little pieces back and
It's one of those typical things where, you know, Tuesday, and we're like, okay, what are we going to do? We have to somehow, we've sort of written ourselves into a corner where we're supposed to do this big action sequence. And it's just too pitfall. It's kind of like the thing, we just finished doing the show about Kingdom in Heaven.
Whew. This marker's gonna put me to sleep, bro. Whoa. It's a stinky marker. So, put my finger right in the paint. So what do you think, Evan? Do you want to do like a tree, maybe all the way right up here, and then the top of the tree, the star right here, you know, and then have it, I mean, we can do that, and then if you want it to be on fire, we can do that. I just kind of said that as a joke, so I don't really, doesn't have to be on fire. No, I'm watching the opposite of Ben Shapiro. I'm watching South Park commentary still. All right, let's do it.
Because for 7 years in this show, and so every single time that Chef had to walk with Steve, any time in this show, when Chef walks away, except for the pilot, he's always
Star be
walking off
right.
the camera because, and I finally was like, why does he always do this? Like, well, we don't have the side view drawing of Chef. So about a year ago, we made a site.
And now 8 and 9
Let me look up the tree. Oh, it's right there. Nice. Okay, that's pretty big. Good tree. I like that.
So this is become sort of well known already by this time.
We can use fire for my Hanukkah commission.
Star Wars, which was, you know, it was so disappointing when the new Star Wars came out and he basically just ruined the first three.
Yeah, let's not do fire on this one. We'll make this one.
That was gigantic to us.
Maybe we'll do some fire over here. A little bit of fire.
The Force wasn't actually the Force. It was something you did.
Hanukkah, when is that? Is that before or after?
Japanese Zen thing that it was supposed to be, and basically just, you know, went and ruined those first three, and so that was bad enough. But then when he said, okay, now I'm going to go back and change the first three, we're like, oh no, because, you know, these are classic movie stars that we wanted to show to our kids.
And then Spielberg started doing it.
Yeah. He literally did that. He put walkie-talkies in the hands of the FBI guys in E.T.
And changed Kara's David.
Yeah. And our sort of our feeling, which is what we say in this episode, is like, you're making art, you know, hopefully you consider this art, and if that's true, you know, you don't go back and sort of fix
Before it was my tempted joke.
And by the way,
Brutal, dude. You know, it's dangerous to be political these days.
they just make it more PC.
No, I don't care. I thought that was pretty funny.
As of now, what is it, 2005? Right. I'm officially over Star Wars. I can say that. Because I was so important. I mean, I loved it like everybody else was. You know, grew up in the 70s. And between the new movies and just how for fun, just how many video games, I can't even listen to that score anymore. I'm over it. I'd say I'm over it.
I just actually the other day caught Empire Strikes Back.
You could do like a pentagram for the star instead of like a normal star.
This story is so cool to think.
It would look so nice with a normal star, though.
And he's actually to think about sort of the storylines of the first.
I'll think about it while I do the flames over here.
Like it would have been so cool if you would have, you know, taken the time and not sort of. I think you get to a certain age, maybe.
Because we're doing flames on this side. It's kind of like the Mona Lisa, right? If you look at the Mona Lisa, on one side there's like a raging ocean or like some flood that's coming, and on the other side there's like a peaceful plain, like a nice plot of grass or something. It's essentially saying that she's like a part of the metaphor from one thing to the other.
Or maybe someone did. Maybe someone did. He's like, get out of here. And who knows, you know, but it's, you need some people. You need people in your life as somebody who does comedy.
This is all still just like base coat. I'm going to go over all this with acrylic paint. Make it look a little bit brighter and nicer, because these blanks, they don't pick up the oil Sharpies good at all, which is fine. I can work around it. It just means the procedure is a little bit
It's
different.
amazing the same guy made the first, you know, first three. I didn't play it, but Mark, you know, the first series, the second series. It's amazing.
A 3-hour tour.
We still to this day do not know if the letter was he's pissed off or if he was
It's kind of backhanded. It's kind of backhanded. He basically says, I feel finally like I've arrived because I've been, you know, one of the villains in South Park. I love you guys, sharp, witty sense of humor, blah, blah, blah. But it's something kind of crappy about the tone. Something that seems like, well, he's like,
Oh, you think?
yeah, but it feels this is the brilliant misunderstanding of Free Hat, the guy named Hat.
but we can't pretend to be this important because we're not, but we did hear from people that worked we did get a letter from Spielberg, and this did come out at a time where Spielberg it was in the news that he was going to go back and digitally redo a bunch of shots in Raiders of the Lost Ark and remake that, and that's what we made the show about. It was like, please, Raiders of the Lost Ark is a work of art, don't fuck with it. And then he didn't. I mean, it's true that he didn't do it, and we heard from people over that studio. Not that he went like, my God, those guys are right, I'm going to do that. But that he did see the episode, which we know there was a letter, and then he did just suddenly one day say, I'm not going to do it. So maybe if we had even the smallest bit to do with Raiders of the Lost Ark not being fucked up, then I'm just as proud of that as Merry Christmas to you guys. That's probably not.
time you think about girls' boobs when you're like our boys' age is like 8 or 9 and older, it's really you spend most of your childhood thinking about them and how you're gonna, what they're gonna look like and what they're gonna feel like, and they really do have the capacity. I mean, boobs really are the bane of society if you think about it. Another time we spend thinking about it.
We always have this sort of fine line we ride in South Park because we want to keep the boys young and naive enough to, they're really not sexual yet, and so that's part of the fun we get to have because it's just there's so many obvious places you can go with sort of sex jokes that we're like, but what? So we wanted to have like the first little girl starts to sprout boobs, but maybe the boys could be into them without really being aware that they're even into them, and they just sort of. We had the idea.
This is one of my favorite episodes of all time.
And I remember the idea came from, I was at a party like 2 weeks before this, and one of my friends who works on South Park, and one of my friends who doesn't, were at the party, and they were both pretty drunk, had been drinking a bunch of beer, and there was this woman that they were both trying to hit on. And at one point, at like 3 in the morning or whatever, the one friend he's kind of wasted, like that, and the girl has his head in his lap because she's wasted too, right? And so it's like, oh, okay, she's got her head in his lap, and he starts kind of really drunkenly stroking her hair, and I'm just laughing watching this whole thing because I know just how wasted they both are. And I see the other friend come and sit down on the edge of the couch, where on the arm of the couch, and he's super drunk too, and everyone's just kind of swirling a little bit. And at one point, the friend without the girl's head in his lap sort of reaches down to stroke her hair too. So the friend with the girl in his lap slaps his hand away and goes, this kind of just guttural
Nice.
gorilla sound. And I fell out of my chair laughing because it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. But it was just this whole thing about how drunken men around a woman just become gorillas.
That's amazing.
There's also
We said this before in stuff that we always like. There's an underlying theme to South Park, which is that society sort of keeps you barely in line. Not there's like two competing theories in the world. One is like we're born naturally beautiful and good, and the society corrupts us, which is what I think a lot of people believe. But like we saw these images of women and it corrupts us. And South Park is based on completely the opposite notion that we are born basically gorillas, and society keeps us just barely.
Some nice little stars.
That is the only thing that keeps So now you see the boys are just, they don't know why, but maybe it's just super fucking cool. So they're not really driven by sex. It just makes you cool now. It's very cool.
I remember my favorite scene is the drawing boobs on the wall after he's fully become like
Yes. Auto. Yes.
his dad said just Auto. Anyway, sorry.
These auto.
This was the last episode of this.
So
I remember because there was something girl had just gotten a broken. It was in Utah. Huge. Still not but it was all sort of centered around this first joke we had with this guy who was going to visit Tweak and to be the actual child molester, which I think is pretty cool.
So the parents decide they have to protect their children, so they go through all these different ways to protect their children. And one of the ways they do it is the Mongolian guy in City Walk, the Chinese guy, to build the Great Wall of South Park.
I like that one.
Like saying, you fucking Mongolian, I'll get you and all that stuff. It came from when Trey and I about, I don't even know, 1995, maybe 96. We went to Beijing, and we actually went to the Great Wall of China, and we came up with all that joke while we were standing on the Great Wall of China.
We were standing on the Great Wall going,
Fucking Mongolian.
you come China right now. We just
Screamed it
imagined,
towards Mongolia.
we just trying to imagine this one Chinese guy building that entire wall, and then but they were telling us the history of it, and they're like, and then here the Mongolians broke it down, and then there they broke it down, and you knew there were these Chinese guys going, ah, goddamn Mongolian, because wherever they put this wall, the Mongolians came and knocked it down. So it was something that we.
What's great about China, you can go to China and do a shitty, totally offensive Chinese accent.
There, classic Susian star for you. I'm a huge Dr. Seuss fan, dude. I bet my college teacher, or not college, I never went to college, ladies and gentlemen. My high school teacher, Mr. Taryn, he's gonna appreciate this. He's a literary type. He loves Dr. Seuss. He loves rhymes and stupid shit.
And I remember after this episode, it was one of the times where I felt so horrible and great was in a store after this aired, and this kid was trying to wrestle away a toy from another kid, and grabbed the toy, and the other kid turned and goes, "Goddamn Mongolian, you tore down my shitty wall!" I was like, wow, that's really horrible. The little kid is screaming that.
As am I. We read Dr. Seuss to my son every day. Oh, that's great. That's really, really good because I think to just get as many different things going as you can for your kid's imagination is great. So, like, you know, a kid seeing this cover, for instance, would be good creativity for them because how many times have they seen a Venomized Santa Claus or Grinch? So. Okay, I'm going to come back and do some more on it later. Basically, I base coated it, so I'm going to go over it with acrylics and make it look nice. It's just kind of the base color. So. Alrighty, everybody, have a good night.